So I just wanted to say I'm definitely setting this particular video journal on private because I just have the topic of pornography on my mind. I just looked up an article because I used to adore hentai, Japanese animation, and I was like, hey, I wonder, what's up? What's the trends, the latest for hentai? What kind of what is up with that? So I remember in the 80s, no, not the 80s, but like the 90s. Yeah, definitely the 90s. 96 and stuff. They had some of the hentai that I, was able to rent from my local video store, and it was interesting. I will say I was a teenager back then, so I found the tentacle stuff, and La Blue Girl was one of my favorites as a teenager. So I found that fascinating and very entertaining, and so I really liked that. And I liked the tamer ones, like End of Summer, where it's just really sweet, and Pia Carrot also was very sweet. I found one a little later in life that was super, super just awful. And that one I watched little clips of, and it was way too disturbing. I would never buy it or like watch it ever again. It was Uratsuki Doji, and that was just horror. The concept, the like storyline, the interactions with people, human interactions, just absolutely disgusting. So anyway, so I was hoping when I checked out the hentai just recently that it would have changed for the better, maybe become a little sweeter and kinder, because I know that's what females like me, sweeter and kinder hentai. So I was like, oh, that'd be so cool. So I looked recently, and it was so violent. I was like, really? You're just gonna do that to women? I know it's an animated form, but it was just so disturbing. And I was it was just really, really disgusting and horrible. From a female's point of view, I'm 33, and yeah, the hentai, oh my god. And I just heard, because I was really curious about this, I was like, since it's just gotten more violent and more like just abusive towards women, like 100% abusive. Like not even, we're skirting around the issue, or like we're play fighting. It's like a real, it's just horrible. So, and then, I heard recently that there was an article about a lady in Japan was trying to put a limit on that, for God's sake, about the violence against women in manga. And I just, I heard a teenager's point of view, a male teenager's point of view on that, which is like, what? It's a freedom of expression. They shouldn't. It's animation. They're not really hurting women. It's just projections of hurting women on the screen. How can that possibly be construed as hurting women? I'm like, really? So that honestly didn't make any sense to me. I understand, I'm all for the freedom of speech, freedom of creative expression. That's great. But I think it's gotten to a level now which is just so disturbing. So disturbing. I just watched something else today that I am so disturbed about. I feel like I have to do a video journal set on private about it. I was very interested about a black man pornography. So I looked up one of them on the most popular website for that type of stuff. And I was so disturbed to see this white woman, clearly, like, she's getting paid to do this, so she's doing it with this black man, and it was so disturbing, because I guess, that gag reflex that normal human women have was not there for her, and so she was just, and the guy was in her mouth, and I was like, and it just looked so uncomfortable, and just so, just like, oh god, she must be being paid like $1 million to do that, because that's just like horrifyingly degrading and disgusting, and it was just, I'm gonna be descriptive here, it was so bad, because I could see, like, the stuff that's in your esophagus that's like supposed to stay in there, it's not supposed to come up, so his was in her mouth like that, and like her esophageal fluids was coming out of her mouth because his was in there, and I was like, good. So I turned it off after like a few seconds of that. I was like, oh my god, that is so disturbing on so many levels. So I was like, that is just the most uncomfortable and just looks absolutely horrifying. Just 100% horrifying. So, needless to say, I will not be looking at that type of stuff, just, and so, I noticed this trend in pornography of other types too, just like really, really violent, and I guess I'll put in a little bit of my review of that Netflix film, which is like, I forgot the title, but it's something about the pornography industry, how it treats young women that have just turned 18. Like, here's a free ticket to, I don't know, LA or wherever they do that. And, we'll put you on, a lot of money, and we'll put you on these horrifying, sets, pornography sets, and we'll have you do these super degrading things, and, So, yeah, that was, like, the most scary and, the most degrading things that they do to women that I've, like, ever seen in my life. And I'm just like, good God, if that's where we're headed as a society, it just really scares me. Like, to my core, it scares me. So in conclusion, I really hope that, not just pornography, but, like, the attitude towards women gets way better and way calmer and way, like, positive. Just really want positiveness towards women. I mean, I thought manga, like,